You ever open YouTube and immediately feel like you've entered a time loop? Because that's how I feel with this weird trend. Because every few weeks there's a fresh wave of books I will never read because they're problematic or the writer is problematic. And I swear my brain just packs its bags and tries to leave my body. Like, we've done this. We've already done this. Here we go again. It's a constant circle. And maybe I'm just too old on the internet at this point. Maybe 21 years online has finally liquefied something vital in my frontal lobe. But honestly, it feels like we're all watching a rerun of a rerun of a rerun of the rerun of the reboot. Except somehow the reruns get worse every time. The funniest part is, most of these people have never read the books. Not a chapter, not a page. They couldn't summarize the plot if their life depended on it. And they're basing their entire opinion on a moral stance on some relic Tumblr post from 2014 by someone named Stardust Vampire 69, who misquotes a line that may or may not exist in the first place. And yeah, I'm being dramatic, but am I wrong? Welcome to this episode of The Bald Book Geek. My name is Darth James, and if you want to support this weird little corner of the internet, you're welcome to check out Ko-fi, where you can buy me a coffee, Patreon, Substack, as well as YouTube channel memberships. Also, remember, if you don't want to do that, you can always just like this video, leave a comment, and hit that hype button. Let's start the show. We've all seen the cycle. It's like a clockwork at this point. But instead of being a clockwork orange, it's a clockwork Starbucks. It happens more regularly than it should, and if it happened any more than now, it would probably qualify for personhood. A quote gets screenshotted on social media, usually cropped mid-sentence, bonus points if there's something sparkly or pastel on it, or it looks like it was made for a 2008 MySpace layout generator. Half the time, the quote isn't really from the book, it's completely reworded by the person quoting it. That happens more than it should. It's like the community is just fanfiction at this point. We must all go into the hive mind of the groupthink, even if the groupthink isn't right. Then TikTok goes and gets it and goes, this book is terrible. You should hate it. Based on what? Vibes? Personal astrological alignment? Maybe the wind whispered something? TikTok can cancel a book from existence way too confidently, and these people have way too much power. Let's harass the publishers. And then BookTube joins in. Ugh. BookTube always jumps on a trend and goes, oh brilliant, this is free content. It's already getting clicks on other platforms. People should watch my video. Absolutely no reading required. Just grab a ring light and go. Suddenly your feed is full of videos titled, Books I'm Not Reading Because I Respect Myself, which is hilarious because the second you ask, so what exactly about the book bothered you? They panic like they've been caught cheating on a test. Because the honest answer is they didn't read it. Wow, shocking. Hold the front page. And then give it a month, the circle starts again with a different book, another title, another author. Another piece of work sacrificed to the discourse gods. It's not taste, it's performance. Look, if someone just said, I don't feel like reading that, it's not my taste, I'd respect that completely. But no, there has to be a trend about it. This is performance. This is people building a whole personality out of not reading a book. Making sure you know exactly why they're not reading it, because they make it their moral entitlement. And because it makes them look like they're morally enlightened. It's like digital Catholic guilt. No, scrap that. It's digital Jewish guilt. I know way too much about that. It's real. You confess. You abstain. You get your gold star. Yes, Father, almighty algorithm person. I have avoided the problematic books, therefore I am now cleansed. And don't get me wrong, but we have to be honest here, it's shallow content. I've created some questionable content in my life. I've read books that made me question my own mental stability, but at least I read them. I won't read this book because here's a 20-minute deep dive into Y genre. It's the shallowest thing on any platform. It's fast food content. No salt, no substance, no seasoning. Here's your microwave, I don't know, breakfast muffin with egg that is chewy like rubber. It's easy to produce, easy to consume, leaves you feeling spiritually nourished. No one wants nuance because nuance gets fewer views. No one wants context because context requires actual effort. They want the moral equivalent of microwave popcorn. Bland, slightly overcooked, and done in 30 seconds. Now, I'm going to be really fair. I'm not pretending to be this flawless literary saint. I have read absolute trash. I've defended nonsense. I've bought books out of spite and regret. Trust me, my Kindle is a graveyard. But when I critique something, at least I'm critiquing something real, something I opened, something I suffered through. If I'm going to roast a book, I want it to be a personal experience, not a TikTok cliff notes, narrated by someone who skimmed the blurb, or decided to go on Goodreads looking for other people's reviews to borrow. We know who you are. Anyway, but here's the truth. I wish people would accept you do not need a moral shield to justify not reading something. You don't need a manifesto. You don't need to pretend you're leading a social revolution because you skipped a novel. But if you're going to publicly condemn a book and author an entire genre, at least read it, engage it, turn the brain on. It's simple. Otherwise, you're not offering an opinion. You're not offering anything other than a 20-minute shallow bowl of nothing. If you're not engaging with what you're reading and criticizing or condemning or loving, what's the point? You've made slop. You made slop content. That's being real. You're just echoing whatever the algorithm awarded this week. You're not participating in literary discussion. You're not participating in a literary discussion or discourse of any form. You're participating in digital groupthink. I've seen enough groupthink online to last 7 lifetimes. So yeah, read the book or don't. But if you don't read it, maybe don't pretend you did, or maybe don't have an opinion about it based on other people's opinions. That's all I'm saying.